Juan Pablo Montoya, a seven-time Grand Prix winner and former McLaren driver, recently shared his perspective on the current Formula One landscape. In a public interview, Montoya discussed the future outlook of several drivers and teams within the sport. This discussion follows the conclusion of the 2025 Formula One season, in which Oscar Piastri finished third in the championship standings after leading the points table for a significant portion of the year. The 24-year-old Australian achieved 7 race victories in the first half of the season and held a 34-point lead over his teammate, Lando Norris, as the season entered its final phase. During the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, McLaren implemented a team strategy that involved position management between its drivers. The decision was explained as part of maintaining competitive balance following earlier race circumstances. Situations like this are not uncommon in Formula One and are often influenced by race, strategy, and championship considerations. In the races that followed, Piastri experienced mixed results. At the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku, he encountered a challenging weekend that included on-track incidents and race interruptions. Similar patterns continued during the United States and Mexico City Grand Prix, where track conditions limited overall performance outcomes. Across the final 9 races of the season, Piastri did not record another victory. Over that period, the championship standings evolved, and by the final race in Abu Dhabi, his position shifted from an early season lead to third place overall. Lando Norris secured the World Championship, while Max Verstappen finished ahead of Piastri in the final standings. Montoya later commented on how such situations can naturally lead drivers and their management teams to evaluate long-term career planning. He noted that these evaluations are a standard part of professional motorsport and do not necessarily indicate immediate changes. Discussions around team dynamics also emerged following several race events during the season. At the Singapore Grand Prix, race positioning at the start was managed according to standard racing procedures, with teams making decisions based on race flow and competitive factors. Observers noted that McLaren has 2 highly competitive drivers with different development backgrounds. Lando Norris progressed through McLaren's junior system, while Oscar Piastri joined the team after success in other racing categories. Both approaches are common in Formula One and contribute to diverse team structures. Montoya highlighted that performance fluctuations during a long championship season are often influenced by multiple factors, including pressure, technical development, and race circumstances. He pointed out that Piastri showed strong performance toward the end of the season, demonstrating adaptability and continued growth. From Montoya's perspective, such experiences offer valuable learning opportunities. He emphasized that drivers and teams continuously work on improving communication, execution, and adaptability throughout a season. At the highest level of Formula One, drivers are expected not only to deliver results on track, but also to contribute to team development during demanding phases of competition. Continuous adjustment and collaboration are essential components of long-term success. Mark Webber's involvement as Piastri's manager adds additional experience to this process. Webber, a former Formula One driver, competed at the highest level of the sport for many years and brings valuable insight to driver management. His career included close championship battles and extensive experience within top teams. Montoya concluded by noting that every driver's career path is unique. Evaluating progress, adapting to circumstances, and focusing on future development are standard practices within Formula One. As teams prepare for upcoming seasons, these processes remain an important part of the sport's ongoing evolution. Today, he serves as the manager of Oscar Piastri, another Australian driver who led a championship for a significant period before finishing behind his teammate. Montoya highlighted the similarities between the 2 situations and advised caution, emphasizing that past professional experiences should not influence present career development decisions. Montoya suggested that it is important to ensure that managerial guidance remains focused on the driver's individual progress and long-term goals. He explained that every Formula One career unfolds differently, and that comparisons to previous eras or situations should be approached carefully. From his perspective, the priority should always be supporting performance growth, confidence, and stability within the team environment. These observations naturally raise broader discussion points about how experience shapes decision-making in elite motorsport. Long careers at the highest level provide valuable insight, but they also require constant reassessment as the sport evolves. Teams, drivers, and management groups must adapt to new regulations, competitive cycles, and organizational structures. especially as Formula One continues to grow globally. McLaren's leadership responded promptly to ongoing discussion around the team's future direction. Following the final race of the season, McLaren CEO Zak Brown publicly reiterated the organization's long-term confidence in Piastri. He described the Australian driver as someone with championship potential and highlighted the team's commitment to developing its current driver lineup over the coming years. Such statements are common in Formula One and are often intended to reinforce stability within a team after an intense championship season. Senior leadership frequently uses these moments to emphasize continuity, alignment, and trust in long-term planning. McLaren's comments reflected a desire to focus attention on future development rather than short-term narratives. Former Formula One driver and race steward Johnny Herbert also shared his perspective when asked about possible long-term scenarios. He noted that it is natural for drivers to reflect on their career paths after demanding seasons, and that evaluating options does not necessarily indicate imminent changes. Herbert referenced several teams when discussing the broader competitive landscape, while also acknowledging that each organization operates within its own strategic framework. He pointed out that teams currently performing at a consistently high level offer the strongest opportunities for success, while also recognizing that Formula One is cyclical by nature. Performance advantages can shift quickly as regulations, technology, and team structures evolve from season to season. Aston Martin was also mentioned as an organization continuing to invest heavily in its future. The team has expanded its technical facilities and long-term infrastructure, signaling an ambition to remain competitive over the coming years. As with many teams, future driver planning is an ongoing process influenced by performance goals, experience, and strategic direction. Despite ongoing discussion, several key facts remain unchanged. Piastri remains under contract with McLaren, and no official confirmation has been made regarding any changes to his current arrangements. Periods between seasons traditionally generate analysis and commentary across the sport, as teams review performance and plan ahead. Throughout the season, McLaren managed two highly competitive drivers, competing at the top level of the championship. Balancing internal competition is a complex task faced by many teams with multiple title-capable drivers. Clear communication, consistent decision-making, and long-term planning are essential components of maintaining harmony and performance. Looking ahead, future seasons will depend on how teams manage development, relationships, and expectations. If McLaren continues with its current lineup, the focus will be on refining collaboration and maximizing performance across the full season. If changes occur at any point, the effects could influence driver movement across multiple teams, as opportunities and vacancies are closely interconnected throughout the grid. Driver decisions at this level often carry wider implications, impacting team strategies, technical planning, and competitive balance. As a result, organizations aim to approach such matters carefully and methodically, prioritizing long-term success over immediate reactions. Ultimately, the situation highlights the dynamic nature of Formula One. Careers are shaped by performance, timing, and alignment between drivers and teams. Whether continuity or change defines the next phase, the focus remains on progress, development, and competitive excellence as the sport moves forward into future seasons.